Hi guys, welcome back. I've had a request for homemade pizza. Now, I'll be going through the way I make it, and obviously there's a million recipes out there. This is nothing too out of the ordinary, but it is the type of dough that you can make in a day. So it's not the 24-hour one that you see online. This is just a 3-hour. You can go to 4 hours, and that way it's the sort of thing that you can decide on the day, yes, we'll make pizza, and you don't have to worry about I've got to do it the day before. So we'll go through exactly what we need and how we do it. Okay, so I use 00 flour. Now you can get all different brands of the flour. Today I found this, it's actually Napolitan flour, which it's called the Caputo. It's 00. Now I have heard that this is one of the better ones to make the pizza. I've never used it before, but we'll see how we go. I've just used your other type of brands, 00. There's Aussie ones. We'll see how this one goes. Okay. So today I'll be making 3 types: a vegetarian one with red peppers, eggplant, mushrooms, and olives. A hot salami pizza, and just a tomato and cheese margarita type pizza. I'll just be doing it in my normal home oven, so I don't have a pizza stone. A lot of people swear by the pizza stones. Obviously the bottom of the pizza cooks a lot better with the pizza stone. I just use a normal pizza tray. Look, at the end of the day, it'll still cook. It might not brown as well, but remember, we are at home. We don't have a 400-degree pizza oven, so the results will still be good. So now we will go through how we make the dough and exactly what we use. I'll list all the items we need in the description. Flour, the whole 1 kilo in. Now, what I like to do is put 3 cups of warm water from the tap. You don't want it boiling, you just want it reasonably warm, just so the yeast activates nicely. Then I just use the dry yeast. Good tablespoon. Dissolve it in the water. Make sure it's nicely dissolved. Get rid of all the lumps. Okay, so once it's all dissolved, just let it sit for a good 5 minutes. Level tablespoon of salt. Olive oil, 2 tablespoons. And then I also like to put in some honey. Just a tablespoon's fine. Just give that a bit of an initial mix through. These are really handy if you can get your hands on a pizza scraper. Just makes life so much easier when you're working with the dough. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes. a foam has started to develop on top of the yeast. So we pour it all in. Now there's a couple of ways you can mix it. You can mix it with a wooden spoon or the scraper. I just like using this scraper. Start getting into it. Now eventually you can put it on the bench and really get into it by hand. It's nice and warm, which is what you want. Okay, now at this stage, it's pretty much all combined. We can put it onto the bench top and start kneading it. Now, as you can see, the bowl's reasonably clean. So we take the flour off our hands now. I like to knead it at least 5 minutes until it's smooth, okay? It's going to get sticky. Resist adding flour to it. You don't want to add flour to it, it'll just dry out the dough. As you can see, it's coming together nicely. You can, if you don't like your hand sticking to it, you can add a little bit of olive oil to your hand. Otherwise, it will eventually get to a texture that won't be as sticky. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes of kneading. It's already looking good. Reasonably smooth. Now it's still nice and warm, which is what you want. Obviously, the water was warm, and by working it, you're maintaining the heat in it. Okay, now I'm happy with that. That's nice and smooth. So, put some oil in the bowl. In it goes. Now, what we do now, we wrap it in a blanket so we maintain the heat in it. Okay, here we are. What we do, we just put it on in a blanket. Nice thick blanket. That will maintain the heat nicely. And we will check back in a couple of hours and then we will divide it into the pizza balls, and then we'll show you the next step. Okay, it's been 2 hours. Let's have a look. Wow, look at that. Perfect. Okay, we'll take it over to the bench and we'll portion it into pizza balls. Take it out of the bowl. To portion it, what I like to do, I do it by eye. Two, into itself, fold it into itself. Make sure the bottom is sealed. Now I like to shape them into a nice round ball, so when we start rolling it out, we've already started with a nice round shape, and that way we'll hopefully get a nice pizza. So what I do now, I put the balls in a airtight container. I line it with, you can put flour. I put semolina. It's a bit coarser and it gives like a different texture. So we'll do that. On goes the lid. Next three. Now, like I said, we might only be making 3 pizzas today and we'll freeze 3. That's it. Now basically at this stage, we can go between another 1 to 2 hours, depending when you're ready to make them. Like I said, as a minimum, I like to proof this dough twice. First time 2 hours, second time between 1 and 2 hours. Start to stretch the dough out. We put down some flour or some semolina on the bench. Take a dough ball. Hey, put some passata on. This one's the vegetable one. Some mozzarella. Put as much or as little as you like, cheese-wise. And some olives. I always like to top it off with some grated pecorino. And in the oven it goes. Guys, make sure the oven is maximum heat, fan forced. As well as the olive oil on the tray, guys, dust it with some semolina for some extra texture and flavour, and also help not to stick to the tray. Also, guys, when adding the sauce, make sure you leave a crust at least 2 centimetres around the edge. Mozzarella. Some olives. Again, some pecorino. And in the oven it goes. Okay guys, it's been about 20 minutes in the oven. We'll grab them, we'll see how they're looking. Vegetarian. Quite good. Salami. That's great. Now remember, it's just a house oven, but they look actually pretty good. We're going to enjoy those tonight.